Hello everyone, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the Northern California channel. And this video today we are going to see how to overwinterize or winterize the tomato plant and protect it from the winter. So tomato plants, they usually grow well above 55 degree Fahrenheit at late night temperature, and then with the 85. So I did get good yield from this tomato plant this year. And so what I'm going to do is, the winter is almost setting in. So winter is going to be here in about a couple of months, and so probably about a month or so. So fall is already kicking in, and the temperature is going to fall below 45, which will make the plant get injured. So I'm going to prepare it for overwinterizing them, and then take it for planting it in the next spring. So some of you need to understand this tomato plants is a perennial plant. It's not an annual. So some of us plant it every year, buy it and plant it every year. But you could save these plants, and you can basically avoid getting a new plant. So there are different ways to winterize these plants. So some of them, what they do is they take these suckers. Actually, this is a sucker. You see, this is a sucker which kind of grows in between the middle. And they put it in the water, and they let the roots grow, and so they basically take it and then put it in the spring during the spring. So I'm not going to use the technique. The technique that I'm going to use today is take it out from the roots, because anyway there's no point in having this outside and it may die. So I'm going to show you a different technique where I'm going to take it out from the roots and put it in my pot, where I'm saving it in a shady location which protects it from the winter, right? You can also cover the plants, but covering the plants, I don't know how effective it is. If it is a mild weather, actually, if it is not a harsh cold weather, it might get protected. It's always best idea to kind of save it inside. So by the way, I'm not sure how successful this is going to be. So I haven't taken it from the roots, and I'm going to try it out this time. So it's the same technique I've used for pepper plants, or for my eggplants, and for my Thai basil, which I did, and I'm going to follow the same thing. So I'm going to do this for two plants. There is one in the back, you see, and then this plant right here. So the plant that is in the back, I basically took one of those suckers and then planted in, and during summer of this year. And so as you see here, it's kind of growing pretty nicely. So it hasn't got any yield this year because it was in a shady location. So tomato plants needs a lot of sun. So this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Stay tuned. So basically what I've done for this tomato plant is, so I've kind of cut it, and so I left this one actually with few leaves in it, and I removed all the flowers. You don't want to be having the flowers because you don't want the energy to be going into the flowers. So I'm going to just remove the flowers, and a few of the leaves are okay, and you have to cut it down, most of the leaves. And here you go, already removed one of the other plants. So you make sure that the plant is healthy actually, so if it is already infected and all that, you don't want to be winterizing it. You might as well kind of throw it off and get a fresh one for next winter, because you don't want this to get spoiled because of the other plants. And one more thing I would say is, once you put it in the pot and water it nicely, you would want to make sure that you sprinkle some neem oil and soap solution, so that it doesn't get any infection during winter. And the third important technique is you have to make sure that when you are actually putting in storing inside, the watering has to be very careful, because you tend to overwater, then it will get fungus and then it will die. So you get a moisture meter. So I do have some previous videos in this channel on how to water. Watering technique is very important, especially if the plants during dormancy, they don't require a lot of water. They have to just stay alive. So water has to be very careful. Only if it completely, the 2 or 3 inches above the soil, if it is dried out, then you can put the water. Otherwise, don't put the water. Otherwise, the plants will tend to die actually. So you have to be very careful on that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove this now. I'm just going to gently shake it like this. If you shake it like this, I'll be able to get this one. Show you. There you go. So look at this actually. So this one has got all the roots all the way to the bottom. So one of the things about this tomato plant is the deeper you bury it, the better will be the root structure. because you see, I did not have roots in all these places, right? So I had only roots here. So since I had only roots at the tip, since I buried it inside, I've got roots everywhere. So it makes it a healthy plant. It grows it pretty well. So if you just bury it in the top, only the top, 2 inches or 3 inches, you will not get a good root system. So that's one important thing about tomato plants. Okay, so I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and then I'm going to put it in the pot and put some compost or fertilizer, and then I'm going to put some water, put it in the sun for some time, and then store it inside. Okay, let's go do that. Right, so basically I put the tomato plants in there, and I'm going to put nicely, water it thoroughly. So basically you fill it through the brim and then wait for the water to kind of sink in, drain out, and then just put some more water. So basically I filled it with the mud. So you always take a long pot. See, the pot is kind of pretty long. So in tomatoes you always bury it as much as possible. As I said earlier, you'll get better root system that way. And then basically you put water, and once the water drains, put some more water actually, right? And then keep it in the sun for some time until the water drains out, and put some mulch on it, and then store it inside for the winter. The other important tip is make sure that you're basically watering carefully during winter, and ensure that you're not over watering it, because it doesn't require too much water. That's another important technique to remember. So that's all folks for today, and so this video. And so if you like this channel, please do click like, and if you like this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll give a notification when I post more videos which will help you. Thank you. Bye.